We are Doug and Ashley. This is our Florida fixer-upper home, and we have been renovating it for the last year. Making good, slow, steady progress. We're working on the bedroom. And many of you guys know that we are up to the trim work stage of our master bedroom. Basically, to give you perspective of what we've been working on for the last year, you can see pretty much our entire house here. There's another section back there. We've only been working right there, just that front from the door over. It looks tiny from the outside, but It's been a lot of work in there. We're trying to get the finishing touches on our bedroom before we put the flooring in, and that involves window trim and crown molding. I got my measurements. We're going to start cutting trim for the windows and the crown molding for the bedroom. So let's get some boards cut. We're going to get them stained, installed, and hopefully start finishing up the trim work in the bedroom. That was a lousy cut. We have these all cut, ready to go, and these right here. Now I need a couple more of these pieces, this little trim right here. I'm going to show you how I make those. It's basically a half square and a half round. So first I take a board, I'm going to use a 1x4, it doesn't matter what size. Then I grab my beading bit, let me try to show you. This just makes a bead shape, it's like a half round. We're going to run it along the edge. Now we have that nice profile. And now we're going to rip it 1/4 inch thick. And now we have our trim. So this is all the wood that we're going to be finishing today. We have all the window trim and we have crown molding. This is the first reveal of our crown molding. Check these out. This is an egg and dart trim. Egg, dart. And since we have an egg and dart theme on our wall plates, on our door hardware, and even on trim that we used in the bathroom, we decided to keep going with the egg and dart, but we got a bigger one. So this one, the other trim that we used in the bathroom was 1.25 inches, and this one's got to be at least 2.25 inches. It's fat. Since this room is grand and it's big and the ceilings are high, we wanted to get a bulkier trim so that it stood out a little bit more and didn't get lost in that space. So that's what we bought. We're going to get everything stained in the dark Cabernet finish, seal it, install it. It's going to be easy. Now these little pieces that we made, if you saw our bathroom renovation, you'll know what these are for. But basically they're going to tack right on, like this, to the top of our window trim. This is actually window trim. It's going to go right there. Just a little decorative accent. In fact, we can tack it on right now. And we'll just stain it as one piece. It'll just be easier. Now the way I'm doing this crown molding, I'm going to be installing corner blocks and some trim on the centers of the room. You'll see what I'm talking about. And then we're going to be filling in between. So we're not doing any miter cuts. It's going to make it really easy. For the corners of the room, we made these custom little blocks for the corners. And I don't even know what I would call these. Corner blocks, plinth, upper, ceiling. I don't know. But basically they're going to sit in the corner. I had to bevel the top because our ceiling is cathedral ceiling. And then our trim is going to go right into it on either side. That means all of our cuts are going to be straight cuts. No messing around with those angles. We're doing this room different than our bathroom. If you've been following our renovation, our bathroom, we did corner trim straight from ceiling to floor, and we tied all the trim into that. But in this bedroom, we wanted a slightly different style. So we're going to start with this, we're going to build off of it. You're going to see what that's going to look like. I just got this window trim installed, and now we can start our first piece of crown molding right here and on the other side of the. Where is the other side of the window? Okay, perfect. Did you look at it?
Good.
Now this one's a little bit different because it's the bottom of our ceiling slope. So I'm going to have to take one of those crown molding pieces and just bevel the top of it so it sits flush against the ceiling. You can see how I beveled that top? So it should sit flat against the ceiling.
Perfect.
So this one needs to be pieced in a little bit too. So we got the crown molding up. Looks beautiful. I am 98% happy with it. It's just coming out fantastic. I'm so glad we bought that chunkier trim for the bedroom because we used a small trim in the bathroom. And it works together, but we would have lost that little trim in the big bedroom.
Yeah.
Now we started working on the window trim the other night. I'll show some of that. It was late at night. It's hard to work in the dark and film. So I don't know how this is going to look, but it's a pretty basic install. It's just nailing the boards up. I used a combination of finished nails and brad nails and nailed it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how pretty a board can get with the smallest of trim. You don't have to spend much. These are little trims that I made myself. Some I bought for like $5 for an 8-foot piece. I really enjoy stacking trim and trying to be creative to make my own custom trim work instead of just routing or buying a pre-made trim. It's just more fun to kind of assemble it yourself because you can be really creative with that. Now we still have a lot of trim work to do in the rest of the house, so you guys are going to see this process. I don't need to get too in depth. We're going to do the same window trim, baseboard trim, and all this stuff over and over again. This is the sill. I put a simple piece of trim on there to fancy it up, give it a little rounded edge, and have it stick out. we got everything done. The window trim is completely installed. Crown molding completely installed. I even got up, and some of you guys know that when I did our beams, we boxed our beams, and I got stain bleed on the ceiling. Well, I was able to get up there with a magic eraser, and all I did was take some masking tape, and I taped the beam so I wouldn't be rubbing on that. And I just used a magic eraser on the ceiling, and it took off all that stain bleed. Now it looks nice and crisp.
Perfect now.
So it's such an easy fix, no worries. The room looks amazing. The room looks exactly like I wanted it to. And when we came into this, we had totally different vision in mind of what the room was going to look like.
Yeah.
The style of the walls, the color of the walls, everything was going to be different. The windows were going to be everything.
Yep.
And the room just kind of put itself together, just as our plans evolved over time.
Yeah.
But it really came together in a way that, like, I wanted it to feel like an old house, and it does. I know some people don't like the dark trim and the odd color walls and all that stuff, but it works so well. It looks like when I was in there, I literally was thinking, this looks old. I just installed it, and I was fooling myself. I'm like, look at this old house.
It's cool.
It really feels it for me, especially with the outlets and the push button switches and everything. It's neat.
Yep.
So we're accomplishing our goal. We're seeing the vision come to life of what we wanted, even better than we wanted, I think.
We still have to do the door trim and the baseboard trim, but we have to do the flooring first, which is soon.
And believe it or not, we just got our flooring today. We had it delivered, and it's in the house, ready to go.
Yeah.
Big, exciting news. And that's one of the reasons why we're kind of hustling to get this trim work done. So
We
that
want to get that in.
We wanted to clean that room out and get it done.
Yeah.
So we have the floor, and the room is clean. Everything is out of it. It's scraped, vacuumed.
Yep, it's ready.
Scaffold is taken down. I mean, this room is empty. We're not going to reveal the flooring yet. We're going to save that for when we get to it. I don't know if it's next time or sometime in the future.
Soon.
Now, there's one more thing I wanted to mention before we go, and that is I installed these kind of boxes on our wall, and I know we're going to get some questions about what they are. So up in the corner of our room, next to the windows, we have these little wooden boxes that are decorative. I cased them out with trim. And basically, we are installing a heat recovery ventilator system. This is a ductless system. I've never used it before, but we're going to try it out to bring fresh air into the room. The problem was that our walls were too thin for the units. The units needed at least like an 8-inch wall. And we have a standard 2x4 wall, so it's maybe 4.5, 5 inches tops. So we need to build it out. I decided to just build some extension rings on the inside of our wall, and that's what I did. I took a 1x3, so it's 2.5 inches deep. I made a simple frame box, and then I cased it out with the same crown molding trim that I used in our bedroom. It looks really good. That gives me an extra 2.5 inches on top of our wall depth, and I'm going to have like an inch thick blocking on the outside of the wall. Altogether, we're going to get to our 8 inches that we need to install the unit. So that's what those are for. They might look out of place, but I think once they're in, they're going to blend in and it'll look just like a chunk of trim. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somehow we're trying to take like modern things like these air systems and incorporate them without making the room look modern. So we're kind of blending that new and old. I think that's it. That's it. Everything explained. I guess we're going to wrap it up. Just wanted to show you guys the progress. Trim is done, ready for floor. Everything's moving along. I hope you guys are enjoying the process and enjoying our bedroom as much as we are. That's it. So thanks for watching. And until next time, take care.
Do widzenia.